Alright, 9:57. Been sneezing a little bit yesterday and today. Not feeling the best, but heading into Orleans. Horse tournament. Horse with an H, not Torse. I prefer it. A lot of people don't really like the Limit Hold'em. Move towards Torse with a T, but no chance of running out of cards, and only have to throw everyone 2 cards. So I prefer dealing Limit Hold'em to triple draw. I think we're going to be 8-handed. Torse was 6-handed. Think Horse is going to be 8-handed. Alright, so going in and kind of like a day off. Not really, but expect to work like 7 hours, and when I get back, I should be off the clock around 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and then I don't have my next shift at Planet Hollywood until, it'll be about 28 hours later. So, intend to see Herbs and Rye tonight, since I don't have anything going on in the evening, nor tomorrow morning, nor tomorrow afternoon, so look forward to that. Actually thinking about reversing the video, doing the Herbs and Rye part early, first half of the video, and then going back in time and showing you this part of the day, second half of the video. Herbs and Rye said yesterday he got knocked out of the horse tournament, and he intended to max late register another tournament that was going on at the series, which would have ended around the same time, about 12:30. He went back to his room because he had a room. Some days when it's cheap, he has a room in Bally's. So he went back to his room briefly, ended up falling asleep. So that's why he wasn't in the horse tournament. That's why he wasn't in another tournament. That's why he wasn't in the cash game area. That's why he wasn't texting me back. Eventually texted me back well after I came back to my room. So, alright, figured something like that happened, but now I know for sure, and I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, been a while since I dealt. After that rough stretch of 5 shifts in 3 days yesterday, not really anything. Kinda, but not really. Got get to see my schedule. Today is the last day of the week as Orleans sees it, so the schedule for next week will be up, and yeah, I might need to adjust it and talk to someone. Can definitely do Wednesday, Thursday. Really don't want to do consecutive days on like Saturday, Sunday, Monday like that. Again, that was a pretty brutal stretch, and sleep was hard to come by, and feel like it really made my immune system. There's no way around it. Dealing a lot of poker, you're around a lot of germs, but I feel like the lack of sleep really hurt my immune system, and that's why I'm not feeling so great right now. So ideally, I would do every Wednesday and Thursday the rest of the series at Orleans, and then any single day of Saturday or Sunday or Monday. So never have 3 consecutive Orleans days, but can do 3 total for the week, and 2 of them on days I don't work at PH. That would be ideal for me. No problem doing like 2 shifts back to back, even like 3. That 5 was a brutal stretch though. It's weird though, a lot of the mixed game tournaments here on out at Orleans start at 4. I'm on the schedule for 11 a.m. so I don't know that they would like really need me a lot of days at 11 for the 4 o'clock mixed game. Usually you just kind of deal the tournament that starts when you arrive. Occasionally you move on to something else, but I'm dealing the 11 a.m. most of the day, and then yeah, 4 p.m. tournament starts, but there are dealers who come in at 4. A 6 p.m. tournament starts, but a lot of dealers come in at 6. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on, and I'll let you know when I get back. Not bringing the camera. Alright, I'm back. Not feeling great. Tired. I'm like hot. That was probably just the uniform in the poker room. Sneezing a lot. My eyes are watering a little bit. Not seeing Herbs and Rye today. He asked if I wanted to go to lunch tomorrow at the steakhouse. I would, but today I just got my schedule for the following 7 days at Orleans. I'm on the schedule 5 days again. I really can't do 5 days. I really can't do any 3 consecutive days. It would have to be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's really it. So the AC kicks on even harder. Yeah, but anyway, they have me on tomorrow, Friday, the next day, Saturday, the next day, Sunday, and Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, no problem. I don't have shifts at PH. And I didn't really have a moment to tell the person in charge of scheduling about it, so I can go in tomorrow. I'm gonna have to tell somebody I can't make Saturday. That would just be ridiculous. Friday Orleans NPH, Saturday Orleans NPH, Sunday Orleans NPH. Nah, can't do that. I don't mind Friday having 2 and Saturday and Sunday having 2, especially because Friday, you know, they're scheduling so many people at PH. A lot of people start after me. I'm only there as long as we have 4 or more tables, so my Friday shift isn't that long. But yeah, I need, you know, I'm not a really big fan of medicine, but I don't know. I have a plum over there. Maybe that'll help. Have some Powerade Zero. Maybe that will help. I gotta just rest after I do all the things I need to do. But yeah, so no herbs and rye. Thought he'd be in today's video. You know what? When it gets a little darker, it's pretty late till it gets dark. I'll go to the roof and answer a few Q&A questions. A lot of people, no formal Q&A poll. A lot of people have been asking questions. I've been keeping track of them. I'll answer a few to give this video some uniqueness. So see you up there. All right, I'll save the questions for another day. Possible, yeah, I don't want to say mistake. Something happened while I was dealing with 7-card stud earlier. And didn't really get a clear answer. I didn't really know who to ask. I'll ask Herbs and Rye eventually, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's some people who watch the videos who play 7-card stud. So I'll start off by saying, when something happens sometimes, I just apply the no limit hold'em rule, even if it's another game, because I know what the no limit hold'em rule is, and I don't deal these other games that much. Like, I know the basics, I don't know like the nuances. So I was dealing 7-card stud, and well, let me tell you no limit first. So you're getting your 2 whole cards and no limit. The dealer's throwing the cards. If a card flips up, it matters who caused it to flip up. If it's the dealer's fault, say the dealer threw it, just kind of bounced on its edge, bounced on the table, landed face up, that's the dealer's fault. The player gets a replacement if it's the dealer's fault. The dealer would continue to deal the rest of the cards normally, and then when everyone has 2 cards, the next card off the deck, the card that would have been the first burn card to the flop, is the player's replacement. And then that card that's face up becomes the first burn card to the flop. If it's the player's fault, the player doesn't get a replacement. The player just deals with it. Some people, I mean, I would turn it back down quickly, but if some people saw it, then some people saw it. If you allowed a replacement when it's the player's fault, you would really be allowing a lot of like people accidentally on purpose flipping over their cards just to get replacements. You would see a massive amount of people flipping over 4s and 5s and never flipping over kings and aces. So if it's the player's fault, the player doesn't get a replacement. So I was dealing 7-card stud, and it's 2 cards face down, 1 card face up. The second face down card to seat 6, I threw it. It landed face down. Then when he reached for it, he hit the edge and it turned face up. So this happens as I'm dealing people their 3rd card, their face up card. I noticed. It wasn't that I didn't notice the card was face up. I noticed, but I was thinking no limit hold'em. Well, he should turn it back over quickly, but he doesn't get a replacement because it's his fault that it's face up. So I just threw everyone their 3rd card face up, and now he's the only player with 2 cards face up, and like he's not making any effort to put it back face down. So he kind of like drew attention to this. He didn't really say much. Then another player from the other side of the table, like seat 3, first looks to that other half of the table, sees it, and says, oh, you should have thrown his 3rd card face down. That is a fix of this situation. I've seen that before. Definitely if it's my fault. If it's the dealer's fault, one of those first 2 cards that should be face down winds up, face up, yes. The 3rd card that would normally be face up, throw it face down. Then the player winds up still with 2 cards face down and 1 face up, like you're supposed to. I don't think seat 3 was privy to the fact that it was the player's fault the card got exposed. And that definitely makes a difference in no limit hold'em. I'm not sure if it makes a difference in 7-card stud, but no one mentioned that fact. Eventually it was called a misdeal, but I just thought like, all right, he should pretty quickly, before too many people notice this,
put that card back face down. Because so to me, the reason is the same, even though it's a different game. You know, Hold'em and Stud, I know they're different games, but if you allow, well, that's the thing. There is a difference, because in 7-card Stud, you're gonna have face-up cards anyway. But still, like in Hold'em, your 2 cards shouldn't be face-up. So, yeah, if exposing one gets you a replacement, well, that's a problem. In Stud, you're gonna have that face-up card anyway of your first 3, and then your 4th card is, your 5th card is, your 6th card is. Like, you're gonna have face-up cards anyway. Still, I don't think like the spirit of the rule should allow for that if it's the player's fault, because players might abuse it and decide which face-up card they get to show. Like, one of their first 2 cards, they might accidentally on purpose flip up, and it's like, oh, I want this one to be the one people see, and then they get their next one face down. I don't believe it was this guy's intent to do that at all. I think it was just a mistake. I've done that also. I've reached for cards and just not really like looking where I'm reaching, and the card flips up. So I think it was completely an accident, but you don't go based on intent, you go just based on the action. Like, a card was face up though, so I don't know. I'll ask, definitely ask Herbs and Rye. Leave a comment if you know for sure. I'm sure I'm gonna get like 5 different answers, but I'll put more stock into the answer that is most common. You know, there's a floor. He was at Orleans last year. He's still there. It's just that he works a lot later than me. Last year, we overlapped a fair amount. I haven't really been there past 6 o'clock all that much, and we've barely overlapped on the days we both work. So if I see him, I would ask him, but I only actually remember seeing him one day. I think the one day I worked till a few minutes after 7. Our shifts overlapped, but yeah, I'll probably bring it up at PH also. Just, you know, people who work at PH don't have tons of mixed game experience. You know, there is a dealer at MGM who loves dealing mixed and loves playing mixed. Thing is, I probably won't be there playing until like late July, but so I'm not gonna ask him anytime soon, but I will next time I see him. So yeah, interesting. I was thinking about making another list of mistakes for a future video, and I thought about this scenario. I'm like, I don't think it is a mistake. Or, you know, maybe it is. Maybe regardless of how the card got face up, I just throw that 3rd card face down. So he winds up with 2 face up. 2 face down and 1 face up. I don't know. But yeah, in these games that are No Limit Hold'em, played so much No Limit Hold'em, it's not impossible, but it's rare. It's rare a scenario exists. A scenario shows itself that I haven't encountered, but yeah, it could happen all the time in the stud games, in the draw games. In Omaha 8, don't have a lot of experience with that, so just want to know what's right, and thought I would include that in this video. And remember, rice is a spoon food.